What if I told you that we're all the same? If no one is equal in this endless game. What if I told you it's out of your hands? And after all is said and done, nothing has changed. We all want the same. Again, the future has failed us. It's coming round again. The sickness, the sadness, the cycles have to end. Somehow we're tilted and the ringing in my ears won't go away. It's happening again. What if I told you that we're all the same? If no one is equal in this endless game. What if I told you it's out of your hands? And after all is said and done, and nothing has changed. We all want the same. We all want the same. Here we go again, the feeling of falling. It's all we'll ever know. Swing backwards and forwards, it's getting old. My hands are tied behind my back, and I can barely catch my breath. And here we go again. What if I told you that we're all the same? If no one is equal in this endless game. What if I told you it's out of your hands? And after all is said and done, and nothing has changed. We all want the same. And after all is said and done, we can right the wrongs and make our own. It's time to start it all again. The cycle's gotta break. What if I told you that we're all the same? If no one is equal in this endless game. What if I told you it's out of your hands? And after all is said and done, and nothing has changed. We all want the same. Failed us, it's coming round again. The pendulum is broken, so we're swinging by the neck. Instead, we're tilted, the ringing in my ears won't go away. It's happening again. We all want the same. We all want the same. I'm not afraid of the war you've come to wage against my sins. I'm not okay, but I can try my best to just pretend. So will you wait me out? Or will you drown me out? So will you wait me out? Or will you drown me out? I can wait for you at the bottom. I can stay away if you want me to. I can wait for years if I gotta. Even knows I ain't getting over you. Another dead weight. Keep it up, motherfucker, I'll cut you out. Keep it up, motherfucker, I'll cut you. Yeah, I'm cutting out the dead weight. Yeah, I'm cutting out the ones that turn me down. All this negativity went down on me. All this negativity went down on me. I'm cutting out the dead weight.
Cut off my wings and come lock me up. Just pull the plug, yeah, I've had enough. Tear me to pieces, sell me for parts. You're all vampires, so here you can have my heart. You can have my heart. You can have my heart. There was a funeral, a room of ghosts. No hint of movement, no sign of pulse. Only an echo, just skin and bone. They kicked the chair, but we held to the
So come rain on my parade, 'cause I wanna feel it. Come shove me over the edge, 'cause my head is in overdrive. studio session laid down.
The crusty crab's going down when I drop this heat. Plan Z's making sound, have them at their feet. They got a lot of shit to say about the chum bucket. Let's see who's laughing last when I turn them into holographic meat. You better run, better run, better run. Just one bucket helmet and you're done. Turn your friends and your family into chum. The secret formula will be mine soon enough. You'll all see, you'll all see, you'll all see. No more wasting all my time. You're the beach and I'm the tide. I'm about to break out, I'm about to break out. Plan Z. Hey Karen, pull up that file for me please. I'm gathering up my whole family tree. No F-U-N, only D-O-N with a capital E at the end from my best friend Eugene. You better run, better run, better run. Just one bucket helmet and you're done. Turn your friends and your family into chum. The secret formula will be mine soon enough. You'll all see, you'll all see, you'll all see. No more wasting all my time. You're the beach and I'm the tide. I'm about to break out, I'm about to break out. Plan Z.
AI or not, we are taking over. Bikini bottom will sink even lower. The crusty crab formula's our last key.
I'm gonna show 'em all Plan Z. The secret formula will be mine soon enough. You'll all see, you'll all see, you'll all see. No more wasting all my time. You're the beach and I'm inside. I'm about to break out, I'm about to break out. Plan Z.
Just a pineapple is still better.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the United Draft Kingdom Invitational. I'm your host, the British Paro, and I'm here with Fozzmaniac, the
Hello.
Croatian something rhyming with maniac. Now, today we're going to be doing the second round robins of Group B and then Group C. So we're going to see who is going to make it out of these two groups today. Unfortunately, in Group C, Nuodai is not able to make it today. Now, one of the drafts I was able to get him and I believe it was Matt on to do beforehand, so we can rate that one. The other two they weren't able to do, so hopefully we'll be able to get those done tomorrow so that all the drafts are done, and then we can do the playoff draw, because I would really like to do the playoff draw at the end of tomorrow's stream. So yeah, today we're going to be starting out with Group B. So for a quick reminder, the participants in Group B, we've got Sessio137, Yosh, Freche, and Major Modi 1, with Sessio137 currently with a commanding lead over this group, but we'll have to see how it plays out. He is drafting first up against Freche in the first draft, so let me create the links for that. And yeah, any memorable moments from Group C last time, Foz, that you can remember? Oh, this is Group B, rather, not Group C.
I can't remember much, to be honest.
Oh, Foz is
I
getting
guess
the
we will see.
fabled Foz phone call.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No problem. I'll send you the spectate link and then I'll pop this on my stream right here. Ta-da! And then, did I get these the right way around? Yes, I did. Perfect. I can start sending out the links. So the first one goes to boom. The second one goes to Sessio. Boom. Okay. And we shall see how this goes. Now I'm receiving word that Freche has been drinking since 10 a.m. So this should be interesting.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, as soon as the participants are ready, we'll get into this first draft. So you can't I can't remember the specifics of what happened in round 1, but we can see the results. Okay, Freche is ready.
We probably could have saved the drafts, actually. Maybe that's something for the future.
Yeah, maybe.
The links.
Yeah, I could like store them in the spreadsheet next to.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea, actually. That's a good plan.
Yeah, just put them like alongside the result.
Okay.
I'm not gonna curse anyone.
Yeah, because you cursed Shifty last week, definitely.
Yeah.
I think you
And
cursed
then
someone
you
else as
cursed-
well. Oh no, I cursed
You
someone.
you cursed. You cursed, I think, Cheesy. You cursed
Yeah, I
Cheesy.
did. I cursed Cheesy. Yeah, that was it. Ah, shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I've not heard any news from Sessio yet, which is slightly worrying. See if he turns up shortly. Otherwise, we might have to skip ahead to the next match, which would be Major Modi 1 versus Yosh, and then see. We'll put like a time limit on it. Maybe we'll wait 5 more minutes. If he's still not here, we'll move on to the second match, and then we'll look to play the first match afterwards.
Sounds like a plan.
So, what do you want to talk about? I guess while we're waiting, we can continue watching this TG game, right?
Yes. They just traded Elder and Baron. And it's about to be a last fight.
Okay. Oh, in TG's base.
Yes.
Not readied up. Just making sure. I have 13 seconds left on an ad as well. That's annoying. Come on. Okay, there we go. It's crazy if they throw this game. Literally open Nexus.
Oh. Oh no.
Ah, they threw.
Oh no. Now they can force them.
Yeah.
They do have Baron, so like.
How do I get another ad? I just had an ad. I just had an ad. What is this?
I didn't get a single ad. Which is weird, actually. Should be. All right, let's see. Can they close this out? If they fail here, they lose the game. They're using the whatever remaining timer of the dragon they have. Oh, that's a bad call to engage. Yeah. Ooh. But they do trade.
Why am I so far behind now? My thing gave me another ad and then rewound the stream by like 2 minutes. So now I have no idea what's going on anymore. Can I refresh? Do I get another ad if I refresh? No, okay, good. Oh my god, they're throwing so hard. Well, they lost.
Did they?
Oh, actually, he has GA. Okay.
Oh, no, that's replay. What do you mean?
Oh, was it? Oops.
I thought you saw them
Ryan was
Okay,
hiding in the
McCoy.
Baron pit when there was no need for blue to be anywhere near the Baron pit. Okay, we'll give him 2 more minutes. As we said, 5
Other
minutes.
vision is moved.
Actually, we
which is
will
wrong.
give him until the end of this game. Okay, if he's not there by the end of this game, the next links will be sent out.
Okay. What about the forfeit? Do we wait for the matches, or do we just?
If he doesn't turn
give
up
it
the
a
whole day, then he just didn't turn up. But there's nothing I can do. If he turns up, we can just play the matches in a different order. Like, it's different for the other group because the guy told me he couldn't make it, so I tried to like plan out. But if you just don't turn up, it's a bit difficult. But hopefully he turns up and we can get this show on the road.
I don't like the Shadow Flame on Syndra. That should be Void Staff or Crit Plume. Preferably Crit Plume here, I think.
Yeah, 10 item would definitely be better. Oh my god, Camille is still 2 items this game, by the way. 41 minutes, 2 items. I think so too, because like you don't need to crit them if they're dead, and you execute.
Yeah, exactly. Smolder is absolute monster. They need to kill him.
Yeah, it's kind of only Smolder, honestly. Okay, this is really good though. If they can just stop the backs, it's huge.
I don't think they can though.
Regardless, he's going to get the inhib.
Yeah, he will. How did this happen?
That's so much pressure for Nash as well.
How do you not put Camille? The reason you pick Camille is side lane.
Yeah, and you just stack
then
5
you don't
in
put
top
her
lane.
side lane. And now they have complete prio for Dragon or Baron, whatever they choose. That's
I mean, you choose Dragon, right?
Weird,
but
it's really so weird. This works.
Actually, yeah, you choose Dragon because what I was going to say is it's hard to end into Baron, but it's not because they don't even have any towers. Like, you can literally just take Elder Dragon and walk into the base.
They will play for that TP. They're gonna go Dragon. Okay.
Oh, here we go, the pick.
Oh. Okay. That's not a good ult. You definitely go for Dragon here, and then you TP.
Yeah.
They 100% needed a pink ward on that.
Oh, good stun. It's only on Thresh, though.
That's a kill. That's a kill.
It's not.
No. Okay.
And Flatlines did.
The Aurora ult.
Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, that's GG. Why didn't they play for TP? Unlucky, man. Unlucky. I should have just played for TP. Why not just play for TP? Start the Dragon. Move Syndra out, TP. Yeah. Syndra just kills the tower because she had the thing. Not the tower, the Nexus, because she had the elixir, I think, yeah.
Okay. Right, well, the time has elapsed. Okay, let me message the next participants then. I'm going to restart my recording, actually. So for all you guys in the stream, this is just for the recording. Okay. Hello and welcome back to Week 2, Day 1 of the United Draft Kingdom Invitational. I'm your host, the British Paro. I'm here with Foz again. Now, this is the second time I've started this recording because Cessio137 from the first match has not turned up on time. So we're going to have to move straight on to the second match. So the first match here is going to be Major Modi 1 against Yosh. And then we'll move back to the first match, hopefully if Cessio137 does turn up. So yeah, let me at Major Modi 1 and Yosh. And then I'll create a new draft link. Okay, so we have Major Modi 1 on blue and we have Sesio137 on red. Create that, copy this, send this to you,
Thank you, thank you.
put it on the stream. Okay, and then we have Major Modi 1. Oops, wait, what am I doing? It's meant to be Yosh. I made it wrong. Major Modi 1 and Yosh. Okay. We're off to a great start today. Let's try this draft. Okay. I'll send you the new spec link.
Thank you.
And then I'll
Appreciate it.
send Major Modi 1 the new spec link, the new draft link. And then I'll send Yosh the new draft link. Okay. So hopefully this second draft we can get going, get the show on the road. So yes, currently we have Sesio137 in first place with Yosh in second place. But anything can happen here in week 2. Anything at all. Okay, we have Yosh ready, just waiting for Major Modi.
And we are almost off the races.
Nearly, nearly. Nearly, nearly. Was it Group B or Group D last time that was really, really like scrappy, like all in? I think it was D, right?
It was the last group, I think.
Yeah. We'll be seeing more of them tomorrow. So the schedule for those of you in the stream, today we're doing B and then C.
Really?
Apparently the link's not working for Major Modi. 1 second.
Is it the usual stuff with the draft wall?
I might have to remake the draft again.
Okay.
We'll see. Yeah, I'll just try remaking it one more time. Okay, new thing on the stream. Which doesn't want to clip in. Oh, it was doing it there. There we go. No, that's not right. Come on, clip in. There we go. Okay, this one to you.
Surely.
This one to Major Modi. And this one to Yosh. Okay, yeah, surely we can get going. I hope.
Josh is ready. Major Modi has maybe problems again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, there we go. Finally.
Okay, we're going. The first draft of Group B. Second
Out of
round.
the big lead. Let's go.
Let's see what we get. Karma and Ash. These are two very popular champions so far this tournament, with Karma being one of the most popular. I'd say Varus has also been 100% presence, but I think those are the only two.
Yep. Where's ban on red? Sidrani ban. That's respectable ban. It's fine.
I wonder what that indicates. Like, what are you looking for on B1 with a Sedge ban?
I wouldn't know, to be honest, because Sedge is a flexible pick. I think it's just the flex, the power of a pick.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would specifically struggling to Sedge.
And an Aurora ban as well.
Aurora. Yeah.
Interesting. So we've taken out Karma, Sedge, and Aurora. On blue side, let's see what the B1 is. Ziggs.
Ziggs.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Very flexible. Mid and bot lane champ. Very, very
Now we
powerful.
have Leona
individually too.
open.
We do. We have
Yes.
Ivern and Leona on 1-2. I quite like
Yep.
that into Ziggs as well. Here we go. Ivern. Leona.
Oh.
Solid start.
That's pretty good for Josh, I would say. Ziggs is also not a bad pick there. I'm not saying that he is, but it's a good answer. So let's see how this continues.
How do you proceed down this Ziggs line? Maybe like Zeri plus jungle? Maybe try to draft something that can invade Ivern with pushing lanes.
Preferences. Okay.
I'm not a fan of Corki into Ivern. One, it doesn't really break through the shields that easily, and two, it doesn't really get pushed in mid and into a lot of matchups, and then three,
Breaks the flex.
yeah, exactly. It has to be mid.
I think
Corki
R3
and
Yone
bot
is
Ziggs
winning.
now.
R3 Yone is winning, by the way. Yone into Corki is a very
interesting.
good champ. Yes.
And we see the Udyr.
I think R3 Yone here easily. Easily a good pick.
I can see it. It's
Yone
a
Ivern goes
flex
hard.
as well.
Yes. And then you could save your last pick for something.
I think you
very
should
techy.
save top to 5 because this Udyr is a jungle top flex, right? If Udyr goes to top, then one of the best lanes into Udyr is Darius. If there's more melee champs on the team,
Goes
really
there.
nice, but also Darius Ivern goes very hard. Zeri, yeah, I like that. It's flexible. It can go bot with Leona or it can go mid. And it's very, very good into the Udyr as well. It's very hard for him to ever actually interact with her. Sante taken away. So we're looking to, yeah, we're looking to remove some good blind tops on the side of red, I guess, which would suggest you're not expecting Udyr to go top. I actually think Nasus would have been a much more
Better pick on blue, yeah?
yeah, exactly.
But I don't think you would blind it either way because mid and bot are shown. So like if it's a mid open,
Yeah,
it would be a much better pick.
yeah, true. A lot of the flexibility from picking Nasus isn't there anymore. Since you already have your mid lane role locked in.
Yeah.
Okay, Zyra taken away.
I don't think Zyra would play too well into this.
Okay, Azol kind of makes sense. I mean, it's quite a hard lane into the Corki, but there's not a great deal of threat on him in the draft so far, so...
True.
Maybe like an R5 Azol could come in, though I would expect R5 to go to top lane. Do you just pick Ezreal? Oh no, Ezreal's banned.
Yeah.
It's hard because
If it's
you
blind,
want to counter
Yone,
top. Yeah,
I
you
think.
could just Yone and then
Yone.
say that...
just Yone.
Actually,
Yikes. We'll be blinding top.
Interesting. I much prefer the line of going Yone because then Yone is flexing top mid and Zeri is flexing mid bot. Whereas this starts to sort of like the dominant, like this Jax is going top, and now you
Yes.
can pick into the Jax.
See what we end up picking.
Braum.
Right.
Okay.
From 6, it's respectable.
Yeah.
And then
I just had a thought, by the way. Looking at this draft, I think Smolder goes pretty hard on R5. You just put Smolder bot into the Ziggs Braum. You keep the Zeri mid. Oh yeah, Smolder's crazy here. Unfortunately, this is kind of the problem, right? You get a good counter pick into the Jax with the Garen in top lane. That's a really nice matchup for Garen. So Jax is now playing a losing lane. If we'd done Yone before, we could have put Smolder top, Yone... Oh, we're playing Zeri bot.
yeah, so okay. Orianna mid. So more AP damage.
I'm not really a fan of the 4-5 from Yosh here.
Me neither. I think Yone would be huge. But it's not being picked, so what else could be good here? Like Silence could actually work as well.
Yeah, I think the great thing about the Yone is that it flexes mid and top. So if you can find another champion that would flex mid and top, let's say
Yasuo is open.
I mean, also Smolder, right? You could just do Smolder straight away, but then you wouldn't see the Braum. Yasuo, yeah, maybe. There's not a great deal of setup for him though, but the Wind Wall does have good value here. But yeah, okay. Thoughts on the draft overall?
I think Jax is kind of good into these jumps.
He's really bad into Garen, but he's good into the rest. Well, not so much Ziggs. Corki, Udyr, Braum.
He does play with Ivan and Leona, so getting to that backline is not going to be a problem for Jax.
Oh, it's Orianna Corki. Oh, it's Corki bot lane, actually.
Wait, what? Really? Oh, that makes it infinitely worse for...
Yeah, I think so too. I think Zeri Leona into Corki Braum is... I mean, Ziggs into Ori, I guess, is like nicer than Corki into Ori.
I mean, it's pretty neutral either way. It's a farming lane. So you don't care too much. Neither is going to lose, really.
Yeah. Okay, problems I'm seeing for red. Definitely Garen. There's only really Zeri that's great at dealing with him. Given that he's winning his lane matchup so hard, it's a really, really good lane matchup for Garen. Like, Jax has almost no counterplay. Problems for blue, definitely Zeri. It's really hard for blue to actually contain this Zeri, which is why I would have preferred if she was in a solo lane, because then obviously she's going to be higher level, she's going to be stronger overall. What do you think in this draft? We need to rate it now.
Yeah, I think both sides have very defined strengths and weaknesses. I would go 55 towards red here. I think they look more compact, and they're answering less, but they're doing more. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they do have the synergies between, let's say, Ivan, Leona, Zeri. It's all three champions are very good synergy. And then you have Leona, Orianna. You have Orianna, Jax. Like, they have stuff that they can play with or through. And it doesn't rely on a wombo combo. It's just synergies between champions and how well they can play. That being said, Ziggs can also be a monster in this game.
Luckily, they do have Ivan to help mitigate some of that.
Yes. But still, like, any positional bomb in advance, any minefield in advance, it's going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And that can be an issue, but they also have Braum on bot lane. So the advantages Ziggs is going to get are very minimum, if any, in the early stages of the game. So it does require for him to get a couple of items at a steady pace rather than getting ahead, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So in overall, I would say slightly tipping towards red here. I would say 55 or 60. Let's just say 60 towards red, just because of the compact and like a compact draft that they have. Udyr is a little bit of an AFK jungler. He does like to play tempo game for the objectives, while you have Braum Ziggs, which is a little bit AFK. Quirk is also a little bit AFK. Garen does play without a TP as well, so you cannot play map properly compared to the red side team.
Yes.
So a little bit over the place. So like the synergies between champions are lacking on blue side, even though they are in some ways correct answers to red. But they themselves as a group, they don't know what they're doing completely, while as red does. So I would go 60-40 towards red here.
Okay. Yeah, I think also like blue. I still think it would be better if Corki was mid and Ziggs was bot. So I feel like that takes a little bit away. I think what blue has going for it is just like laning strength. With the Garen, I guess with Corki and bot though, it's not so much. But Udyr can sort of take camps away from Ivan. I just don't know if Ivan cares. And Udyr's job isn't easy this game. Like, it's hard for him to actually get access to targets. The same is kind of true of Garen. Like, when you look at Zeri, she's kind of unchecked in this draft. And then Ziggs poke being somewhat mitigated by Ivan. I do think it's slightly red favored, but also I think it's close. And it's hard for blue to actually... It's difficult to get much done as blue. Do you know what I mean? So...
Yes, exactly. I think it's just the synergies between champions are not there.
So you went 40-60.
Yeah, 40-60.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think in vacuum it makes sense what you're picking, but like as a team, when you look at it, like what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
You know, that's how I look at it. So you have to be very careful when you're drafting that it makes sense for you to play this. Not just looking at the enemy team, oh, they picked this, I'm going to counter this. It also needs to fit your comp and your win con as well.
I also, I'm not a big fan of Corki bot lane at all.
Oh yeah, I even forgot that it's Corki bot lane. I think that just makes it a little bit worse as well. I think Ziggs bot lane would be much better. And then like try to get this Corki to elevate a little bit inside the mid game, then he can be more impactful. Ziggs is going to be Ziggs no matter what.
I put the score on the wrong match because I thought that it was the first match, but it was actually the second because of like scheduling and stuff. There we go. Okay. I'll create the second draft now and start sending out some links, which should be the third draft, but we'll still have to see if Cessio actually turns up at any point today. Hopefully so. So next we have Rehe on blue side and Yosh once again on red side. Let's get these set up and sent out. One for you.
Yep.
One for you. One for you. Okay. Links have been sent, and we can look forward to the second game starting shortly. Oh god, it's warm today. Okay, we started. Good. Good. Quickly getting into the next match. Now, Foz, what do you think we should do about Cessio?
I'm still not sure, but if he doesn't show up throughout the whole thing here, I think just forfeit.
If he doesn't show up by the end of the stream, then it's going to have to be a forfeit because there was no notice given or anything.
Yeah. And we just spread out 100 points to everyone, I think, so it's fine.
Yeah, just make the points even.
Yeah.
Okay, Ezreal, Ivan, and Varus. Did Varus make it through the whole draft last time, or was it banned? I can't remember. It was probably banned, right?
It was banned. Last, this was banned. This one banned.
Same here. Varus and Karma taken away. Ezreal and Ivan. So that Ivan-Leona combo is broken up. There's no Ezreal Karma. That's gone as well. Jarvan taken away. Yep. Interesting. So I would suspect an Ash B1. like thinking about what's left with the Jarvan ban. Could also be looking for like a Jinx angle or something. What else really hates Jarvan? That you might be one. Oh, Ashe taken away. So
Anything mobile.
yeah. Ashe is taken away. Which is weird, because now I think it's like Lilia is still really strong for B1. I think Zeri is another one. But then you wouldn't really ban Jarvan if you're picking Zeri. We'll have to see what comes in. Lilia, okay.
Lilia makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a strong pick. Really pleasable B1. Let's see the answer.
There's a line on red where you can do MF on 3, and then you have Lilia MF, but on blue, if you do that, then they can pick Braum into you. It's a bit trickier on blue side.
I think Milio is better in that case then.
Okay, yeah, maybe Milio.
Because Milio also counters a lot of engaged champions.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you don't go MF Leona specifically, it's going to be hard to play into Milio.
Smolder. It's a triple flex.
Yeah, not a bad pick. Let's see what we round up with. I think you should pick jungle here. Okay, that's a good pick.
I think with Lilia, something like Yone or Yasuo, and like have it deny Smolder from solo lane, and then you can pick a bot lane. Like,
yes.
You could do like Yasuo Draven or something, you know, like a bot lane that will destroy Smolder, and then where can Smolder actually end up? It becomes very difficult to place the Smolder. You do Yone as well. Okay, there's Draven. Draven also kind of pushes Smolder away from mid lane, because Smolder can't play mid into Draven either. So you could do Draven mid here and hold that flex instead of like the Yone top mid flex. You can hold the Draven bot mid flex. And Braum comes in.
I'm not a fan of Braum.
Yeah, it's a bit weird here.
Yeah. I think you just land Seraphine now.
On red. Seraphine?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think you should still maybe Melio. Okay, but Leona's fine. It's just fine. Sejuani Leona, it's a nice combo.
The thing is, like, Lilia ult is not that threatening unless it goes with something. Like, GP ult is a prime example, M ult is a prime example, but like Lilia ult itself, you're not expecting her to 5-man every time. So it is playable against. Yeah. I think Lilia's strengths are coming from other things rather than her ult.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. When you don't have like an MF as well, then...
Yeah.
Okay, Zig's taken away.
I think it's very simple for Red to draft here still. I think you just go for the AD champion here, like ADC. Because you're not going to put Smolder bot here 100%. You're just slamming something that's okay into Draven.
But also, then you're kind of saying Smolder's going mid. Or Smolder's going top, rather, because then Draven can go mid. Like, this Draven pick really does follow the Smolder quite well. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So the blue needs to decide who goes mid, who goes AD, you know? So in that aspect, you can still play around it. You will have to triple counter Smolder, which then leaves other two lanes. So like it's easy to, I mean, what I'm saying is easy to draft around it. It's playable.
Yeah. I think that is a really good way to draft into Smolder though. Like, let's say you have a Draven and a Yone on your team. Just with those two, you can cover all 3 lanes, and it's really hard for him to actually go anywhere. Nasus coming in. Okay, Nasus is pretty good into what's shown on...
Also flex, yes.
On blue, yeah. Also flexes.
Very respectable.
Ezreal's not available either, so you can't play Ezreal.
Is there a line with Neela here?
Neela... Maybe. Neela's very good into 3 champs shown. Aurelion Sol. Yeah, I kind of like it.
He's pretty good into Nasus.
Yeah, he is.
Like in lane.
Yep.
He doesn't care about his W with his flight, so you can't really stop him getting away from you.
What goes top lane here for blue side? Because I think that really, I think you have to pick something that beats Smolder top.
And Nasus.
Gwen? Hmm.
That's a lot of AP damage. A lot.
It is a lot of AP damage.
So what are we doing here? I still think you pick ADC and just have a good lane into Draven.
Do you think? What's the best pick with Leona into Draven at this point? Jhin?
It's tricky.
MF?
MF
Into
MF
Braum,
is not
though?
it, though.
Yeah, MF into Braum.
I mean,
kind of
it's good for lane though. I think they win lane because of that.
I was still
MF
thinking
Leona is stronger.
I was still thinking Yasuo Yone in this spot. Like maybe Aurelia. Something that would just murder this ASOL.
Or you could go Silas.
You could go Silas too.
And then you take the L on bot lane with the Smolder.
Yeah,
But they have Braum, so they don't really threaten to kill you all that much. So you just take the disadvantage of bot lane matchup. Yeah, I think that's a proper way. And then you just counter this ASOL.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily go Aurelia, like, because there's a Braum in the game. I really don't like that. And there's also Lilia. I don't think Aurelia is good into Lilia either. So I would pick something like Silas. I think Silas would be so good here. It would enable a lot of early game potential, a lot of roaming.
Okay, Freke has told me now that Gwen was meant to be Aatrox, but it's too late because R5 had already come in. There's nothing we can do about it at this point.
Yes.
But
I don't think Aatrox would have made change.
Here we have Nasus going top and Smolder going mid for red, confirmed. And then blue is as you would expect. So, let's talk about what I do like. I do like ASOL into either Smolder or Nasus. However, he can get killed by like Sejuani, Leona, MF stuff. But it's MF into Braum, which is what I don't like. I think this bot lane is actually decent for blue, just because of Braum into MF is really nice. Normally MF lanes are actually pretty good into Draven, but MF struggles very hard into Braum. I think there's too much magic damage on blue side, so you're kind of... There's a lot of weight on Draven's shoulders. What are your thoughts? I don't think it's a stomp either way.
Like the problem with blue is it's literally AFK. So if you're Lilia here, where do you go? You're just perma farming. That's what you're doing. You cannot have reliable prio with the Draven Braum. It's just not reliable.
Yeah.
Even if it's a winning lane, it's not a reliable prio.
I think you can play topside though, with Gwen into Nasus and ASOL into
Lilia
Smolder.
into Nasus. Yeah, but if
he's
that by itself,
he's not going to die.
That by itself is investing into AP damage heavy gems.
Yeah.
Which can easily be like, I think Sejuani is such a good champion against AP dealers.
Like Sedge, Leona, Nasus itemizing MR here are just gods.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nasus doesn't really care if he dies even. Gwen can become a monster, that is true.
She can also get withered though.
Yeah, she can get withered.
Quite susceptible to wither.
Yes. And if you're giving too much attention towards topside, your Draven is suffering, and why have a Draven? He's the only 80 damage. And if Draven falls behind, if he's not having any advantages, then he's like half a champion, MF and Smolder are.
Yeah.
So you need to execute Draven in a way where he gets the advantages. So you have pretty much all AFK lanes on blue. They're doing nothing. Like, as you said, Lilia can only go top, but that's even without a setup, by the way. Like, Nasus needs to be overextending. Nasus needs to be, like, not having W on time.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that need to be, like, considered here to make this work. Even a single gank. While on red side, you do have potential to do a lot of ganks. I think the only way you don't is the mid lane. Like, Gwen getting withered on top into a Sejuani gank, She's dead.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sejuani Nasus is quite scary actually.
Yeah. Leona MF. Sejuani gank.
No, I mean
Draven dead.
even Asol can die to Sejuani, Leona, Smolder.
Yeah,
Like
it
to the
does too.
three of them.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
die.
definitely playable. I'm like the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm leaning on the red side.
I'm thinking like
I would say
65 red.
like around 60. Yeah, I would say 60. I think
Okay.
there is a scaling option for blue if
Yeah.
things go quiet. I think Asol, Gwen, Lilia do outscale Smolder.
No, this is the wrong
There is
card.
that MR problem. That is true, but a lot of these champions also don't care that much about it. A lot of true damage, a lot of like max HP damage, and all that. That also kind of mitigates the MR to a degree. So
Yeah,
unless
it is actually a pretty good Asol game as well. Like the things that are threatening him don't kill him. They just get on him. There's not a lot of follow up.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe I'll go down from 65, 60. We agree so far across the board.
Yeah.
I do think it's much
60-40
easier
for me.
for. Yeah, I do think it's easier for red to win. Maybe not much easier, but easier.
Yeah, it's definitely easier to execute as well. Very simple stuff. You have more tools as well. Keep that in mind. Like the tools that blue has, very limited. Like what do you do exactly? Like you're praying for purple Asolar, and like a long range Lilia maybe.
Yeah, you're
It's
looking.
very hard to get.
You're looking
yeah,
for like
it's
a
very hard
Lilia
to get
combo,
on.
really.
Yeah, but it's very hard to execute this, in my opinion, because like you're gonna have Sejuani Leona always in front, and these guys are gonna be very far away from you, both Smolder and MF. They're just looking to R.
Yeah. Okay. We've got Major Modi 1 versus Freche, which may be the final draft we get to do in this group. We will have to see. Unfortunately, Sessio is still not here, it seems. So let me send you the spectator link to this game. And then I'll copy the draft link. And I'll send this to Major Modi. And I'll send the next one to Freche. And then we're good to go. As soon as the participants are ready, the draft will begin.
Let's get it.
So how's it looking? Actually, both of these people, they're kind of in a battle against each other right now. You see, in the leaderboard? Because let's say Sessio forfeits, right? It would be Yosh going through, and then whoever wins this. If Sessio doesn't forfeit, then I think Sessio maybe gets through. We would have to see.
Oh, so Major Modi and Freya, can you write them in chat? Like whoever wins this goes through pretty much. If Sessio doesn't show up.
Yeah, I mean,
because we're delayed 5 minutes.
We'll give they'll see it soon anyway.
Yeah, okay.
We'll give Sessio, like we'll do the other
So they
group.
know what's on the line. They know what's on the line. That's what I mean.
Yeah, we'll start the other group, and then if Sessio still doesn't turn up, then there's not much we can do.
I'll be right back in a minute. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I'll just go through the bans. I got this. So we get Varus ban on blue side, one of the most popular champs. Normally a red side ban, but maybe not comfortable with playing the Varus line on blue side. Requires some finicky drafting around, specifically things like Jarvan and Yasuo. Zeri ban on red side, and then Sejuani ban on blue side. We've seen mostly the same things. I'd expect like a Karma ban, maybe an Ashe ban. Maybe we see a Jarvan ban again. Maybe we see an Ivan ban. These sorts of things. Lilia ban. Interesting. Something new. Something new coming in. Okay, Leona. So breaking up the Ivan Leona the other way. I do think there's more options though. You can do like Ivan Braum, Ivan Rel, Ivan Alistar. But two of those are sort of disengage heavy. So less easy to blind than something like Leona, which is a bit more flexible in what it can do. A Karma's still available. So whatever we see on B1, we could, at this point, we could see an Ezreal Karma R1, R2 response. Which is something that I think leads into a variety of good drafts. Poppy taken away. I think for Major Modi 1, you kind of want to split up the Ezreal and the Karma right now. Yeah, there you go. You take the Ezreal. Now, do you take the Karma? Yeah, there you go. You split up the Ezreal and the Karma. This leaves Olaf still available on R3 for Freche, but Olaf not really good into Ezreal, so probably not going to come in.
I'm back.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry about that.
So we've got Ezreal B1 into Karma R1. We'll see what gets paired with the Karma.
Yeah.
I think in this spot it's normally a Zeri pick. Smolder, okay. I think Zeri Ivern looks very good for blue right now. Or you could do like Yone or Draven, maybe. Yasuo. What if you just sent like Yasuo Diana? Because Poppy's banned on red. Or Yasuo Gragas and flex the Gragas into top.
You could. Ivern Yasuo looks good.
You can do Ivern
Or
and
Ivern
Yasuo
Yone.
too. Yeah, I feel like
Ivern,
Yone is a bit better with Ivern than Yasuo.
yeah.
Yasuo
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
definitely
Diana.
works better. Yeah. I mean, you could use Daisy knockout, but that's not too reliable, I would say. It takes a lot of time to set up.
Yeah.
But it's still like, I mean, nothing is really bad with Ivern when it comes to AD.
Another champ that's really good in this draft, like so far, is Aurelia. Okay, Draven. What do you go for on support here? You play like a Maokai game, or not support, rather jungle. Oh, Olaf into Ezreal. I mean, it's kind of good into the Ivern Draven, but into the Ezreal it struggles. And now you can just keep drafting around it in on blue side.
I hope we also ban Jarvan. Oh, actually, Jarvan cannot be played, right?
Yeah, with Ivern locked.
I think Ivern is pretty much just a
pretty much just jungle, yeah.
jungler, yeah. I don't think it's too viable in mid and
No.
support.
I would only play it outside of jungle if you have like something going on with a Rengar.
Mm-hmm.
Jack's taken away. I would say that indicates Olaf looking to go top. Which is, is by far his best role. I think he's a lot weaker in jungle than he is in top. Renata taken away. Looking for a Draven pairing. I think Draven would rather be paired with something like a Rel at this point, though.
I think the problem here is kind of need AP top, no?
On blue side? Yeah, I'm thinking Aurora into the Olaf.
Yeah. That would be a much better ban than Jax.
Silas taken away. Interesting. Are we thinking of picking something? Okay, I think he was hovering Silas ban and then banned Asol. I think he was thinking about going Asol, so he was banning Silas, but then he was like, what if they take Asol? And then he banned. But I don't think it's very easy to pick Asol for red right now. You're either laning against Ezreal or Draven, and both of those destroy you.
I mean, you just pick a jungler here and you're fine.
Yeah.
You just send all off top. It's okay. Taking Aurora away from picking pick.
Okay, no, it's 8. So it's
all
off jungle. So that's a lot weaker, I think.
This whole team comp dies to Aurelia pick, but just saying.
Aurelia is crazy. Yeah.
It's literally no CC on the enemy here, and it goes really well into Aatrox. But you would have to compensate with some AP damage. Wait, what?
This is really bad into Karma Smolder.
Yes, it's really bad on top as well, and it's really bad in mid.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, this swing can't really.
You just walked into Silas pick as well.
Oh, he didn't ban it. Silas has difficult lanes. Oh no, it's top Swain with Taric support.
He does have a difficult lane, but with Swain ult, he's like the god tier.
Yeah, okay, this looks good. Just something with like really high range. I was thinking maybe for bot lane, you could do like a Jinx or a Ziggs. I think I'd prefer Ziggs bot to Hui mid here. I would definitely prefer Ziggs bot to Hui mid. Because then you're playing Ziggs Karma into Draven Taric, which is pretty miserable for them.
Yeah, maybe I overdid it with Silas pick. Just Draven does sound miserable. You can't really gank it because you have all of jungle.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't like the Swain. I'm not a big fan of the Taric either.
Yeah.
I don't really like the Olaf being in jungle. So it is Ezreal mid here. It's Draven bot lane.
Yeah.
And then
Draven bot
Blues.
lane, Ezreal mid.
The thing is, Draven's good into Smolder, right? But I don't think with Draven Taric.
Yeah, you have Karma. It's like doesn't
Yeah,
really.
I don't think
anything's
you can
happening.
actually move him.
Yeah. Then Olaf comes, and then you have a lot of problems.
I've seen Ezreal mid versus Hui with watching Nemesis. It's Ezreal favored early. Hui very quickly neutralizes, though. As soon as he can clear waves, it just becomes very neutral. And, I mean, top is just so Aatrox favored. As soon as Aatrox
Not
gets
only is
like
it
level
Aatrox
7, he just
favored,
starts murdering him.
not only is it Aatrox favored, Swain doesn't really do anything in this draft.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing. Like, even if you look at it, like, in Olaf's Smolder Karma, it's really hard to play this champion. You do have a pairing of Taric Swain, but the red can play range as well. They don't have to rush in with Olaf.
Yeah. They can play the
And
range and
even
then
if
go
they
in
do,
with...
they also keep him alive easily.
Yeah.
Which is really weird that we pick here. The only good pick I see into red team here is actually Ezreal. The rest is, yeah, I don't think Ivern is so good here at all. I think Ivern is an amazing pick in general. I don't think it's good because you don't really have anyone to play with. You kind of only want to go bot lane here and play with Draven. You want to do some crazy flash plays with Taric and just force stuff, but then again, you're playing into Karma Smolder that can get away pretty easily as well.
To simplify
So
the
you're
whole
betting
thing,
on that.
what do you do about Karma Smolder Hui throwing spells at you? What's the...
I mean, you can keep defending yourself with Ivern Taric. I don't see that being too much of a problem.
Eventually, Smolder will become a problem, though.
Yeah, I mean, yes, of course. I mean, if you're talking about super late game here, or like just any amount of stacks on Smolder that enables him, I think it's just red favored easily. Like, the only hopes you have early game for blue is, I mean, they're Draven Taric Ivern. That's how you play the game. And that is actually very hard to execute, in my opinion, because the Smolder Karma is being shown. Smolder is a huge, Karma is a huge neutralizing pick on bot lane. She is, like, half of the champion is just prio. And it's really hard to play into that.
Yep.
And, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, sadly. I think this is huge red side win.
I think
I'd
this
say
is the
like
biggest win we've
75.
seen. Yeah, I think this is the biggest win we've seen so far.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like is that you've ended up with Olaf in the jungle to blind an Aatrox. That could have been really hard punished. It just wasn't. But I don't like the taking that line. But it ended up okay. So I do think Red are winning like a 70-30. You going 75-35? 75-25? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I see that Olaf is also like not a jungler really. I don't think his problems here though, because there's nothing you can do about it.
All right. Well, that concludes the games that we can play for Group C today. Now, we'll have to see if Ceccio comes back and fights for his spot in the playoffs. If he does not come back, then the games will be forfeited, and it would proceed like this, right? It would be Yosh and Freche going through, with Yosh as first seed, Freche as second seed. Major Modi is hoping for Ceccio to come back, because that would give him another draft where he can overtake, and also give the other two another draft where they can lose. So yeah, Major Modi hoping Ceccio comes back by the end of the stream. Okay, we'll take a short break and then we'll move into Group D. Thanks for watching, guys. Back in a little bit.
Don't listen to my head, don't listen to my friends. Don't listen when you fight, don't care when you cry. Don't blame me, I'm not the same man. Lost sight of what I was. Don't blame me, I'm not the same man. If we're not miserable, then show me misery. 'Cause our hearts don't agree, and this is killing me. We used to make love, it was all okay. Now we're just fucked to hide the pain. What was innocent is turned to shame. Don't blame me, I'm not the same man. Lost sight of what I was. Don't blame me, I'm not the same man. If we're not miserable, then show me misery. 'Cause our hearts don't agree, and this is killing me. I don't believe Stuck in a bottle, think I need that. Scenes in my eyes can't go back. Tunnel vision now, I hope is missing. Thinking that I made the right decision. Then 2:24, now I've lost track. Memories flooded as it goes black. Mistakes that I made, just attack. When you this all smokes, don't come back. Too close, but no chance to let you know. So tell me, was it worth it? Even if you hurt it, I'm giving into all my darkest doubts, but there was no way out. Tell me, was it worth it? Maybe I deserve it. I'm giving into all my darkest doubts, but there was no way out. Tell me, feel me, I love them, I'm sorry. Tell my friends it's okay if they hate me. Tried so hard, came up empty. Forgive and forget isn't like me. I never learned how I need to let go. It's all too much, so I swallow the pain away. I couldn't stay too close with no chance to let you know. So tell me, was it worth it?
tell me, was it worth it? Even if you're hurting, like getting into all my darkest doubts, like there was no way out. So tell me, was it worth it? Even if you're hurting, I'm getting into all my darkest doubts, but there was no way out. Tell me, was it worth it? Maybe I deserve it. I'm getting into all my darkest doubts, but there was no way out. No way out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group C, second round robin. I am your host, the British Poro, back here again with Foz.
Hello.
Hello. So yes, we're moving into Group C, so we're going to finish this group off today. Well, not quite, actually. UDKI is at a wedding, so unfortunately wasn't able to make it. Now, one of the drafts they were able to do against Maton beforehand, so I'm going to be able to go through that on stream. The rest of them, hopefully we're going to get to be able to play tomorrow. Now, because notice was given and I was able to plan around it, UDKI is not like disqualified or forfeiting or anything. As you know, there's not too much he could have done. He didn't actually know that he was going to be at this wedding until after he'd said that he was able to play. So, you know, what can you do? But yes, I'll try to recreate this draft for you. And Foz, obviously this will be your first time seeing it. I've seen it already. But yes, we'll talk through it. So, starting out, UDKI versus Maton. Let's see. Oh wait, actually no, my bad. It's not Maton that he was able to draft, it was Psycho. So we'll get to that later. For now, we'll have to move into Yondu versus Psycho. And then we'll go back to the UDKI versus Psycho when we get there, which is the fourth match. Okay. I'll send you a new spectator link, Foz.
Thank you.
I'll let them know that links are coming. And we will send the blue link. I haven't actually put the spectator link on the stream. Do that. There we go. And the blue link over to Yondu. And we'll get the red link sent over to Psycho. Okay. Links have been sent. When the participants are ready, you can see Yondu on blue side is already ready. Okay.
Let's see.
Smolderban and Varusban. I'd say Smolderban signals that you're looking to play a comp with not a great deal of engage. I also think that, like, back in the day, like a couple of years ago, I feel like LS in particular, and a lot of people in like that sort of community, were very, very big on like disengaged comps with not a lot of engage. And then the Aurelian Soul rework came out, and now Smolder's come out, and it's a lot harder to just blindly go for these style of drafts because there's two picks that really punish them now.
Very similar drafts here.
Yeah, Ziggs straight into the Ivan Leona. We had drafted the previous group that opened this way.
Yeah. And then we picked Corky something here. Corky Udyr, right? Let's see where we go here, because again, Yone R3 is a huge, huge thing.
Yeah, Yone looks pretty good.
So you have to play around that. I think you can keep the flex, Alistar, and it's a Silas angle as well. That is very rough.
Nasty Silas angle. I really like it, actually.
Yep.
So now you have to be really careful with what you pick on blue side, because if you pick something else that gives Silas a good ult,
Ivan generally likes to play with the AD mid and looking
Yeah.
for pressure and prio, but like Silas is an exception because he really likes to skirmish. And here you just pick it. I just picked either Silas or Yone. Both are fine, by the way.
yeah,
I think Yone is really good in general and really good into lane rather than like compared to Silas. But Silas is better like into Alistar. I'd like definitely
okay,
Yone.
Zeri. I think
Because Zeri,
Zeri's okay as well.
it's okay, but I think just go with Yone. To be honest, what people other Yone?
We'll see if Yondu notices the Silas with the Alistar and ends up banning it, because there's still the potential for it to come in on R5
Yes.
and put the Zeri in bot lane with the Leona.
Yeah, maybe Blue wants to pick Malphite first, and then
Yeah, exactly.
let's flourish at R5.
Or another Swain. Maybe a Maokai.
Yeah, could be a Swain. Well, who picks Swain? Is that a trend?
Oh, Silas
there's a Silas
gone. Okay.
Yes. Now you pick Yone. 10 billion% you pick Yone. Like, there's no other champion here that's better. 100%. I cannot name a single champion that's better than Yone here, since it's also not banned.
Oh my, there it is.
Perfect. How do you answer
Psycho's
this?
listening to you.
Yes. How do you answer this? Please tell me what you do on blue.
Good question.
It's so hard because top lane is threatened, mid lane is threatened, ADC is threatened.
Yeah, the flex is really hard on.
And like the synergy between these champs is insane already.
Sedge.
Okay.
Camille. Okay, Yone goes. I think Yone goes top, and you.
Or mid into Corki is really good.
True. Yeah, maybe we pick. What do we pick in top?
We can keep Zeri bot lane. The Zeri bot lane is fine also, and then just Camille counter. No, like just
we need some magic.
How's
damage.
Mordin into Camille? How's Mordin into Camille?
Pretty good actually. Yeah, you can Mordecai.
Yeah, I think Mordin could look very good here.
Mord is very good actually. Good shout. Whoa!
Morgana. So that's Morgana mid. And Yone top.
It must be Morgana mid. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, Yone, Ivan, Morgana, Zeri, Leona. And then it's against Camille, Sejuani, Corki, Ziggs, Alistar, I assume.
So what? Okay. Synergy-wise, what we're looking here, right? So AFK bot lane on blue side, AFK mid lane, and then we're playing Sejuani, Camille top side. So that's kind of the only pairing that I see here that's kind of synergistic in the early game, right? And they just want this Camille to get ahead. Meanwhile, Camille is a blind pick into Yone. I don't know specifically how that matchup goes. So you could enlighten me on that.
Camille into Yone is very, very Yone favored. Basically, the way to think about it is that Yone's kit, the entire thing, directly answers Camille's kit. So if Camille is trying to walk up for a Q, Yone Q just spaces her out. If Camille tries to W Yone, Yone W's her, it does damage and shields. And like it's a winning trade. If Camille tries to E in, Yone E's it and then all ins her. If Camille tries to ult Yone, Yone ults it. And it hits her when she lands. So
okay.
Yeah,
so
it's
mid-lane
very
looks
Yone
AFK.
favored.
Yeah, mid lane looks AFK, and then we have Ivan, Yone versus Sejuani, Camille in the early game. That's how this should look like, right?
Yes.
You don't really gank bot lane, you don't really gank mid. So the early game is 2v2 top.
Pretty much. I don't like the Morgana mid.
I don't like it neither. But does it ruin the whole red draft is a question. Because
no. I don't think so. The only thing is that like Zeri can actually just die, and then if Zeri dies, red comp kind of crumbles. Do you know what I mean? And with Camille into Ziggs ult, and like, you know, Corki shooting her, she can die.
However, I think Morgana does a lot of damage in the mid game though.
Yeah, and also more.
I don't think she scales well.
Morg
Yeah.
can just Black Shield the Camille ult as well, right? So
Yes,
it's
she can
actually
touch
quite
pretty much everything.
It's pretty
yeah.
hard for Zeri to actually die. So yeah, I still think it's red favored, but I do think the Morgana mid is like taking points away rather than giving it
Yes,
points.
I agree, 100%. I don't think Morgana mid is a pick. You can even go Gragas top here. Actually, we didn't think about that. Gragas into Camille is probably miserable to play for Camille, and then you deny any engages later on Zeri.
Yeah, I think I like Mordekaiser or Gwen in top. They're both winning matchups into Camille, and
It does more damage, you think?
Yeah. But I definitely would have put the
Yeah.
Yone mid and got or you could do Yone top, which is still fine, and then you could pull out like a
You can do
I think
Syndra
like
as well.
Hui or Syndra, yeah, something like that in mid.
Yeah. You can do like Azir even.
Yeah, Azir too. Yeah.
So much stuff. Like Talia also works here, pretty good. Denies a lot of stuff. You can go for more early pressure with LeBlanc. I think LeBlanc is not bad here at all, because you do have AFK lanes and she wants to roam. Any roaming mid also is pretty good.
But if it was that, I think I would have gone like 75-25, but I think I'm going to pull it back down to somewhere like 60-65, maybe 60.
Yeah.
Maybe 65. To red, of course.
I agree. I'm also on the 70 bridge though.
Okay.
At 65. Let's 65, 35. I'd say. I think that's fair.
That's
yes.
Pretty much what I was thinking. 65-35 sounds good.
Blue can play, and Blue has stuff, right? However, it's really hard into mid game. I think mid game is the worst part of the game for Blue, because a lot of these champions, they get that one item and it's a really huge spike. They don't scale as hard because Quirky, Ziggs, and Camille scale harder compared to just Zeri and Yone, and the rest just you can't count. But in the mid game, one or two items, huge. Leona, huge. Morgana, huge. So stat wise, they're always going to be like slightly ahead, but just falling off later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it turns out I do actually have UDKI Basha versus Maton. I have it available, the results, and I also have him versus Psycho. I have both of those available to me. I'll just set that up now, and that will be our next match, which will be this one, but I need to remake the draft because I closed it. So it's UDKI Basha versus Maton. So that will be the what was meant to be the first match. We do actually have that one. So the only one we don't have is Nuodai versus Yondu. There's the spec link. Okay, and pretty much immediately you'll notice that the contestants are about to ready up. That's because the contestants in this instance are me. I'm controlling this draft and I'm just replaying it the way that it was done. So, first ban, there was a Nasus on blue side. Do give your thoughts as we're going along, because I'll be controlling it and making sure that all the picks are correct.
Yeah, okay. That shouts a Zeri first pick.
It
Just
does.
straight up.
Okay. Then we went for the Draven ban after the Varus ban on red, which is very, very common. We ended up with a Draven ban. Red went for Karma. And again, I think Draven ban, like you were saying, leans into the Zeri first pick, right? Then final blue ban was Yasuo. And then red
So that's like,
took away Zeri.
okay, Zeri ban is really good.
Yeah.
But now we still have that B1 that can be... I don't like that B1, but it's open, so it's fine to take.
Okay, so it ends up being...
Based on bans, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ends up being Ezreal into Smolder Leona. And then here is where I'm not a big fan of the some of these blue picks that come in. So here we pick Poppy and Gragas. Very, very high disengage, but red already has Smolder.
Yes,
and
you can even just slam Asol.
You could, or because you have Leona, you can just do this.
Ivern is pretty good, so yes.
Yeah. Now, red banned Lissandra, and then blue took away Aurelian Sol.
Alright, so it's good. Good then.
Red then took away Cassiopeia.
Okay.
And blue took away Corky. Before R4 comes in as an Olaf slab. Now,
I don't like the Olaf here, to be honest.
into Ezreal, it's a bit awkward. It has an enchanter in the Ivern. It's good into the Poppy. It's kind of neutral into the Gragas. The one thing you know for blue is that you can now put your Poppy jungle in your Gragas top, and you're going to have an okay lane into your Olaf, right?
Yeah. I can also put Poppy support.
Yep. Now, we end up doing that, I think, because we go Trundle and we go Anivia. Now, Anivia does make Olaf's life quite difficult.
Oh, why didn't we go Jarvan?
Jarvan could have worked. Jarvan is not
we
that.
go Jarvan.
Now,
Yeah,
what do
we
you
go
think?
Jarvan,
What do you think?
Gragas top.
What do you think the R5 is here?
R5.
What do you think the
I'm
R5
thinking-
should be?
Hey, just go Syndra
Okay,
and you're fine.
we end up with Orianna.
Orianna is okay. I think Syndra would be better because of the harder scaling and more damage.
Mhm.
I think what Red is lacking is that a little bit more damage. Because this is still a disengage comp. You do scale, but just overall more damage. It's better. Because I maybe because personally I don't like the Olaf pick in general here, right? Because it did walk into a potential Jarvan pick. It did walk into a Nivea pick to some degree. I don't like when it's so isolated like this. I guess you're playing with terrain with Trundle and Nivea, making some walls, weird walls, and then you're pushing Poppy into it. So you kind of have some plays to do.
Yeah, that's true.
But in
Anivia Poppy
general-
is a cool combo.
Yeah. I assume this is Trundle top, Gragas jungle,
It must.
and Poppy support.
Oh, actually, let me check if I have lane assignments. Oops, I didn't
Okay.
mean to open Steel Series.
Be Trundle jungle. I think Trundle jungle would be better. And Gragas top for like phase rush neutral lane. Could also be Trundle support. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It does matter a lot, actually.
I think it does. I would assume it's Poppy support with Ezreal, and then Gragas top, Trundle jungle, Anivia mid.
Mhm.
If I've asked Maton if Maton knows, if Maton doesn't know, then we will just assume that because
Okay.
yeah, okay, Maton doesn't
I'm
know.
taking points away from. If he doesn't know, I'm taking some points away. I'm sorry, because you like lane assignment's also part of the skill too.
Yeah,
I would say.
well, it's like he we don't know because the guy's not here, right? But
I know,
He didn't.
but he should say,
yeah, that's true.
especially
Okay,
when
so
he's selecting deep jumps. Yeah.
I'm assuming Gragas, Trundle, Anivia, Ezreal, Poppy. I think that's the most reasonable.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that gives you the best lane possible into Olaf, I think.
Alright. Alright. So right off the bat,
Mhm.
AFK mid, AFK ADC on blue, right? And then you have either all three of these are a little bit slow junglers, not the greatest junglers. They're all tech junglers, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe Trundle is the fastest one. I'm not sure how his clear is right now, but it's not that fast.
No, it's
Otherwise,
not, it's not very
he
quick.
would have been picked. Yeah,
Yeah.
he would have been picked a lot more into Sejuani specifically, but he's not even being picked into that. And you know, if that happens, that it's not a great pick then in general. That being said, way too vegan on blue for no reason. If you see Smolder on the enemy, you kind of want that Smolder dead, and you don't have any tools to kill this Smolder now.
Yeah.
Like this Smolder needs to stand behind your wall and Poppy to go into it, or your Gragas needs to yoink it into you.
For the same reason that
And that's
we
how you spell it.
identified that Asol ban would be good, Smolder
Yes.
is just really good. Like, Smolder's kind of a
Yes.
demon in this draft.
Yes. And when you pair that with ability for Red to actually go in as well, regardless of the disengage rules, like you still cannot stop the Leona R. Regardless how much disengage you have, Leona R into Olaf running into you with the ball, you cannot stop that. You need a wall and pillars specifically to stop that. Just Olaf running into you, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you can stop Leon at all with the R. Yeah, it's really rough looking for blue here,
And
I
then,
would say.
obviously, when they do go for the engage on blue, when they decide to pull that trigger, your health bars are going to be damaged because there's a smolder just playing the game for free. So yeah, I think red favored. You got numbers? I'm thinking like
That's 75-25 for me.
Okay, I was thinking 70-30. You happy with 75-25?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go 70-30.
We agreed pretty much on everyone so far.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Like I think we varied by like 5 maximum.
Yes, I would say 70-30, but like 5 points away from not telling us which pick goes where, because we put it in the ideal positions here, like how but we don't know if he will do that. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's better or anything. He just didn't do it.
That
Okay,
makes sense.
he just didn't do it. Yeah.
By the way, Foz, I'm just gonna let you know that TG won that game.
Oh.
So yeah, they're moving on in CWL. Huge. That Vlad was
Nice.
Disgusting. I might have to rewatch it. But yeah, let's move on to the next draft. I'll get the link sent out to Maton and Yondu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, create this. Open this. Put it on the stream. Right, I'll send you a link. I will send Maton a link. And I will send Yondu a link. And when the participants are ready, the draft will begin.
Thank you.
Okay, Maton is ready. Just waiting on Yondu. As soon as he's ready, we'll begin. Okay, we're good. Ash taken away. Nasus taken away. Maybe looking for a Zeri line. Maybe looking for a Callista line. Not something we see much of. Okay, yeah. Sees the Zeri ban. Sees the Nasus ban, takes away the Zeri.
I mean, Zeri should not be banned on blue, though.
Yeah, I guess you could pick Zeri with Nasus gone as well.
Yes. Yep.
Maybe look to ban out.
Yeah, there we go.
Maybe look to ban Draven, pick Zeri.
Yeah, Draven ban would be good. Draven,
Varus ever the popular
Ivern
ban.
is also okay. Okay, don't ban Zeri.
Maybe looking for Ivern on B1 here.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we're just mindlessly banning now without setting up what we want to pick.
I think, yeah, there's some of that. Okay, with Leona taken away, do you still go Ivern or do you go for like Ezreal or Karma?
It's probably going to be B1 Ezreal, no? Or yeah, Karma could also work. And then we're going to walk into Karma Smolder here. It's a very good answer.
I do like that answer, yeah.
All right, still Karma.
Or Smolder Ivern.
Could work. I prefer Karma, I'm not gonna lie. Because it leaves Smolder okay. Like if you pick Ivern, it does nullify, like the only issue with Ivern pick is little damage coming from jungle, and it doesn't really scale. So you kind of go for hyper carry. Or you're going for that early prio like AD Misa scales, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't really provide damage enough.
Okay, with Sejuani jungle and Maokai on the enemy team, Sylas is starting to look scary. I think you have to be careful how you draft on red side or ban Sylas.
However, Brom 6 here, Sejuani pretty AFK-ish here so far.
Yeah. Into Smolder again. But there's always the possibility of like a
Just go
Yone
Karma.
now.
I think you just go Karma. You go Karma, and then you even have Prio in bot lane, which is pretty good. You can do early Drakes at least, and with the scaling champs. Okay.
Zyra.
I guess it's a flex technically, but I don't like it. It's a good ban, Silas. I don't like this Maokai Zyra here because I don't think Maokai is really a great support champion. But he has to go bot lane here, right? He has to be a support. I don't think Zyra support is also that, especially here, it doesn't do anything.
I do like Zyra support into Braum in general. But when you're playing Ziggs Braum, like the Ziggs isn't gonna care. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like Ziggs rarely cares if the enemy has support counterpick. He can get through lane just fine anyway.
Yeah,
Those
but like
those bans on red rather, I really like. I think both of those would be really good for blue. The Silas and the Yone.
yes, I agree. You have to be worried a little bit about R4 here, not to pick something in mobile. Then we can go Jarvan and actually flex Sejuani top. Jarvan could look very deadly here.
Yeah, I
Jarvan
actually
is
think,
generally a good pick into Zyra because he destroys her plants very easily, by the way.
and I actually think Sedge top is a lot better than people give it credit for. Like it's not bad in lane at all.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. Of course, it needs to validate the flex.
Yeah, you need something to be flexing for.
Yeah.
Sante?
Okay. I mean, just answer Sante.
Yeah, the difficulty I'm finding, like Yone would be really good. Yeah, again, Vayne, but it doesn't really
Camille,
interact
just
with
Camille.
Smolder. Camille is perfect. Camille is perfect.
Camille Sejuani.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
Camille
exactly
Sejuani,
what you
easy.
need. Yep.
Yeah.
And also, it's Camille Sedge, it's Camille Ziggs as well.
What?
You're playing Kog'Maw Braum bot lane.
I guess it's not terrible because it's Smolder Maokai. You do scale, you annihilate Xante as well.
I still think.
It's always
Okay,
good. I mean,
nice. Yes,
Yeah.
you needed that.
Yeah, Camille's pretty good. Yes, a lot of there's a lot of damage on blue side here. I really like that because usually we have vegan drafts tonight, so
Yeah. Now, the one thing you could do is maybe put like AP Cog mid or something, but it's not going to be that.
Ooh,
Okay, so it's a Gwen.
Xante mid?
Yeah, it has to. It's Xante mid, right? To put Gwen into.
Oh, we need to know about these.
Maton's is very standard. Camille Sedge, Ziggs, Cog, Braum.
Yeah.
Yondu is Gwen, Maokai, Cassante, Smolder, Zyra. So Gwen, the matchup with Gwen into Camille is winning for Gwen. However, Sejuani Camille is a winning 2v2 into Maokai Gwen. Like Sejuani Camille as a duo are very powerful, but in isolation, Gwen is winning into Camille. Cassante mid, I think, pretty much just ignores Ziggs, but he doesn't get push. He kind of just ignores him, right?
I mean, it's a winning matchup for Ziggs, I would say, in the long run. Like you're just having Xante mid, it's just a meatball, really. It really doesn't do anything, in my opinion. I don't think you threaten anything with Xante. Or am I missing something? Because
no,
I mean,
I think the Cassante mid doesn't do much. It helps peel Smolder. That's why I think that's why he picked Cassante, and also it was blind top. But then he got counterpicked in top, so they ended up like moving Cassante to mid to try to get out of the counterpick.
Yeah, I don't think it's good though. I think you let it be, and then you pick a strong mid with Prio and try to play off of that, because this bot lane can die on blue side.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm leaning highly leaning towards blue here. I mean, Zyra's Smolder, technically you have Prio, but who cares?
You do, yeah. You'll have Prio into Cog Braum.
But who cares? Zarya
But
doesn't
also,
do anything
like,
if she's a support, in my opinion.
if we think about laning phase, right? Sedge has so many options. She can play around bot with like Zigzalt. She can play around top with Zigzalt. Now Gwen can W Zigzalt, which is one thing. I don't think Gwen is the counter pick. You know, like if you're putting Cassante mid and then counter picking top, I don't think Gwen is the right answer.
I agree.
I think you could do that, but I think you want a better counter pick. Like, imagine Jax instead.
Yeah, Jax would be better. It does go well into Kog'Maw Braum as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that bit better.
Yeah. I would like that better for
It
sure.
does
Okay.
more.
So what are you thinking? I think we're both thinking
I'm
blue.
thinking
How much
30.
is what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking 70-30. Even like 75-25, actually.
Okay.
I don't see a synergy on red team. I think Smolder is a good pick into these three in the front, but after that, like he does stack.
I think
But
he
how do you
just
play this
dies
game?
to Camille Ziggs
Yeah.
Sedge.
He does. I mean, if you just Camille Art Smolder,
Actually, Gwen is... Once Gwen has items, she is actually pretty nasty in this draft, though.
yeah, but can you play towards Gwen though? Can you play towards Smolder and Gwen? Because if that happens, then Kog'Maw is also then enabled because the John is gonna go bot side. Are we taking 2v2 top? Because you're losing 2v2 top here on the red side, no?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So you have to cross map. So whichever side you choose, the other side is for Sejuani.
I mean, it is winnable for Gwen. It's just favoured to Sejuani Camille.
Yeah. Because this Zyra is very gankable as well with Braum Sejuani.
Mm-hmm.
You just slow her with Kog'Maw and she has to flush out pretty much.
Okay. I think it's playable for red. The biggest issue is the Cassante mid. I think I'm like I think I'm like 60-40 blue.
I'm 75-25. I'm gonna stick to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Matt on Yondu, yeah? Yeah. 60, 40, 75, 20. Okay. Next up, we have another pre-recorded draft with UDKI versus Psycho.
Okay.
So let me set that up real quick. So there's not going to be any links sent out this time. And then I will put this here. I'll grab this. Okay. New draft. We have UDKI versus Psycho. Create. Slap this onto the main monitor and I'll send you the spectator link and we'll get straight into it. So yes, once again, another pre-recorded draft here. Readying up on my end. Okay, so we got Nasus ban on blue. Then we went for a Aurora ban on red. Then Draven ban. I think Nuodai did this last time as well. It was Nasus into Draven, kind of signaling a Zeri is what we were saying.
Yeah, you need to ban Zeri when this shit happens.
Yeah, we get Varus ban, pretty standard. Then it was I believe a Yasuo ban. Yep. And then finally on red side we banned Karma.
Okay, that's the Zeri first pick, right?
The first pick is Zeri.
Yeah, that's good bans. Yes, that's really good bans on how you want to be one. Of course, red should stop this, but they didn't. Iron Leona is really good. Again, you need damage in your team then.
Yeah.
This is really good, but like you have to go for a lot of damage now.
And straight into Olaf. And also a Nivea.
Anivia's a bit iffy though.
I agree. And then Ezreal, I think, is a pretty good response to what's shown, actually.
Yes.
Ezreal, Leona bot lane, really nice, can also play mid. Okay, we banned Soraka here. For red. Blue took away Yone.
Yes.
Red takes away Senna.
I think you're looking for R3's Azir here, by the way. 100%.
Off our Azir, yeah.
Yeah. Because even though the wall doesn't really work against Olaf, if you preemptively wall, he cannot go he cannot go through it.
Yeah.
He has to go around it.
Okay. We end up with Smolder on our full. And I do think
so
these
Smolder
carries, Smolder, Ezreal, are good into Olaf.
Yes.
Also
Yes,
pretty good
absolutely.
into Anivia.
Yes. And now we need to compensate with AP damage at the end there.
Yeah. Okay. Lulu for the support on blue side.
Okay.
And then
That goes like it's saying really need something with Olaf. That's why we pick Lulu there.
Kindred.
We need one to enable Kindred. Olaf top.
And then finally we round out the draft
I think you just drag us here.
with
Okay,
Azir.
Azir top.
We have
I'm not sure
Azir
about
top
Azir.
into Olaf. We have.
I'm not sure about that.
Let me see if there's any lane assignments stated in this draft.
I mean, blue looks simple. Red also looks simple if it's Azir top. It'll be smaller top.
Ooh, I think Smolder top is better. Where's Psycho? Okay. I'm just asking Psycho what his lane assignments were from this draft. I think top is very clearly Olaf, Kindred, Anivia, Zeri, Lulu. Smolder, Ivan, Azir, Ezreal, Leona. I like that more than Azir top.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so in terms of like Olaf support, like enchanter wise, he has Lulu, but he's playing against Smolder where he can never actually get anything done in the lane, and it's kind of just 3 stacks for Smolder.
Yes.
Then blue have push in, I guess, mid. How does mid lane matchup go? Have you played Azir and Anivia?
It's pretty neutral. Azir favorites because of the scaling.
Okay.
They're both weak early. Like maybe slightly Anivia stronger, but like she's not gonna do anything with it. They cannot gank him as well. It's very neutral. Azir doesn't have enough damage to proc the egg, but he does outscale.
Yeah.
So it's relative. It can be relative in the game, of course, but in this case, I think he outscales pretty hard. And I think Azir is actually a good pick into Kindred.
Oh
If
yeah,
ever-
you can scoop people out of the ult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good into Olaf, like if you time it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And just in general, I don't think Olaf does anything in this game.
Yeah,
I don't think
so
Anivia
either.
does anything in this game.
Yeah.
Zeri Lulu scale hard, but can they play this?
I mean,
Is a question.
Smolder, Ezreal, Azir also scale hard.
Yeah.
With Ivan, Leona as
Kindred-
well.
It doesn't really do anything to Ivan in this game neither.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely red favored. I think it's really hard for Olaf and Anivia to ever interact with the carries on red. Like Ezreal, Smolder, Azir are all more than capable of avoiding them. Lulu is not the best like enchanter to enable Olaf either. Ideally, you want like a Karma or even Milio. He prefers to Lulu. Lulu's okay, but it's not ideal. Renata as well. He likes Zillion. He likes Taric. He really likes. Actually, imagine like Taric Kindred. Although Taric can't really reach Ezreal Smolder
Yeah,
again, so
Derek
it's
doesn't really do
awkward.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek would be good into melees.
Yeah, he would. He would. I think these Ezreal Smolder Azir champs are like pretty much unchecked, and they're just hitting you. And
Yeah.
they have a strong front line. They have Ivan to block any stray damage that does land on them,
Yeah, and good synergy between all of them.
and good lanes as well. The lanes are fine.
Yeah, so we're not punishing lanes on blue, and that's a really big trouble because the red side is a little bit AFK. They want to play through Ivan and Leona, but that comes a little bit later in the game.
Yep.
And if that's happening, you kind of want to punish the lanes, and that's what you want to do here. But you already did draft mid laner, did draft very like not too lane oriented, and you didn't compensate with a support pick or a jungle pick that can play for dives, that can play for pushing the leads. Again, we're just drafting very vegan, you know.
Yeah.
When these champs are being shown, you kind of need to early pressure. If you don't have early pressure, you don't really have anything. Like Kindred in isolation, oh, yeah, he can invade. But look at the champions he's playing with. Can he really invade? The best thing I can see here is Olaf getting Prio, which is okay. I think Olaf can get
He
Prio
can
in this lane.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to split map top. What can you gain out of it? Let's say you dive Smolder, you get the kill. I don't think Smolder cares enough that you have the composition enough for this game to stop Ivan and Leona thing that they want to do and threaten bot lane.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a problem here. I think Zeri Olaf just doesn't work together at all because Zeri should be your probably primary target to get fed on and then play off of that.
I just don't think it's a good Olaf game in general. Same for Anivia.
Yeah. Very weird synergies again. Blue, like look at Blue. Like the only synergy I see is like Olaf, Blue, Zeri. The rest don't really want to play together. They don't look like they want to play together. You have like Kindred Olaf can work against Smolder specifically, but you don't really have setup here, right? Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if Smolder has ult as well, your wave is gone. It's going to be very hard to do. Like if you want to execute something on top here, you have to do it pre-6 as well. I think it's really, really hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's really hard.
This is the least close one to me. I'm thinking 80-20.
Yeah, I agree. I straight up agree. I don't have to take points away, right? Okay, I don't. 80-20, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. Let's set up the next draft. So we're skipping over Yondu versus Nuadaki Basha because he's not here and it wasn't able to be pre-recorded. So we're going straight into the last draft, which is Psycho versus Maton. I will send you spectator link now. I'll send Psycho the blue link. And Maton the red link. And whenever they're ready, we will begin. Senna taken away. Senna Varus, okay. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Good. So yeah, Senna, Varus. Poppy Karma. Now, Poppy ban on blue signals some sort of engage. Maybe looking for like an Ashe comp, a Rumble comp, a Jarvan comp, something like that. But Ashe taken away. Interesting. So what are we looking for with a Poppy ban on blue side?
I mean, Jarvan comes to mind always.
Mm-hmm. Ivan Leona's open.
Okay, Aurora. All right. I wonder why Kai'Sa just dropped out of everyone's radar. There's so many angles you can play Kai'Sa still.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of people drafting Engage. Like, even when people are going blind Smolder straight away, we're still kind of doing, like you call them, vegan comps or, like, kite back comps, stand your ground comps. But
yeah.
Like in that game where we picked Kog'Maw and Camille, I feel like Kai'Sa and Camille would have made more sense.
I agree. Also, like General Leona Kai'Sa, really good together.
Zeri Leona taken. Probably looking at Ivern on 3, I think. We'll see
Very
where
possible.
Blue goes with this Aurora draft. So this is a top mid flex, so you'd expect the other one to drop into second rotation to hold the flex. Maybe like a jungle support pick or a jungle AD pick. Maybe do like an AD mid flex as well.
I really like Nocturne pick with Aurora in general.
Okay.
That's an amazing pick. As we go Ivern, to take away Ivern, but that doesn't really go well with Aurora so far. Aurora likes to have a jungler that can play off of her R.
Yeah. Do you Nasus it? I actually think Nasus is really good into both of these champs. Because Leona's so reliant on her resistances and Nasus shreds them. And then obviously Wither into Zeri, but it's a Draven flex instead.
I think this just slammed Jarvan here, by the way.
Jarvan looks pretty
good Jarvan game.
Yeah.
Actually, yes. Because Poppy is banned as well. You don't have to worry another ban. And then you can even threaten. Oh, okay.
Jhin. So Zeri's locked into mid now.
Oh, that's interesting. Now here's the problem, right?
Yeah.
That's a Draven mid, maybe. And
yeah, exactly. Top. Yeah.
And then maybe even Aurelia somewhere.
I'm still considering Nasus on blue as well. Like you could play Draven bot, Nasus mid, Aurora top.
We're banning Braum away. I don't think you want to ban Braum. I think you want to ban Rel, you want to ban Blitzcrank, you want to ban champions that get on top of you now. I don't think Braum does anything for blue side.
I don't think so either. The other one that I would maybe consider banning that's not a champ that gets on top of you is still Renata, just because like you have 3 champs reliant on auto attacks. Renata's actually, and it's a really good Draven pairing in lane. But banning Disengage supports seems weird.
Now you also have to compensate with AP.
You do need AP on red side, yeah.
So like Lilia could work. I think you should slam Lilia here. Also, instead of Jhin, MF would have been better.
Oh, Maokai's banned. Okay, I was gonna say if you're doing Sejuani, you should just do Maokai instead. But it's banned.
Oh.
I
don't know about Sejuani.
I would play Nasus plus Engage support, I think, on blue.
Yeah, there we go. We have Rel.
Yeah. We end up with Camille. Interesting. So that means we're playing Aurora into Zeri.
I think you just go Morda here. You need AP.
I think Mord looks good, yeah.
What else could be? Like Rumble?
Gwen's
Rumble
fine.
could look good. Gwen is fun too. Gwen Sejuani looks good.
Oh, Mord. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think Mord is good. You can get Rel out of the way as well. That's their only form of reliable engage.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just Camille. But
yeah, or Aurora stuff. But I really don't like that we didn't flex Draven mid here because there is being shown, and Draven Ivern mid lane against something that you can stomp.
Yeah,
can work better.
I think the only thing I would not put Draven mid for is so that we can have Nasus because he's so good in this draft. But otherwise, yeah, just Draven mid it. I think that would be a lot better.
Yeah. So Aurora into Zeri. I think I'd give Aurora the edge in this matchup. I give Aurora in general edge towards the mid game as well. I think Zeri is just scaling. And we can play through bot very easily here with Draven Rel, Ivern. And I think we win that 3v3 even.
I think blue, when Sejuani was locked, I think blue was in a winning position. But then putting Draven into bot instead of mid or not picking Nasus kind of dropped them back a bit. And then
Yeah.
Maud was a good pick as well.
Yeah, Camille is definitely not it.
Yeah.
I think Rel is fine. You just pick something like probably MF. Would MF work?
You could do MFRL, yeah.
But then Aurora would be top.
That's fine.
If Aurora, yeah, Aurora top is fine because you have to pick AP on R5. Like you can go Yasuo. Technically, you have Yasuo Sejuani, but that's a lot of AD damage.
Like full AD, yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't matter.
Maybe not. Maybe it would just be Yasuo R5. But yeah, I do think this is fairly close overall. I think both are playable.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What do you think about scaling wise? I think the longer it goes, the more it starts to favor red.
Well, scaling wise, I think Camille is also a huge threat.
Yeah, that's true.
I think like when you look at it, Jhin and Draven are equal. Aurora does fall off compared to Zeri.
I think this is kind of close.
Yeah.
Like, if blue get their engage off, people will die. Like, they have Aurora Camille to lock down someone like Zeri, for example. They have Dravenel on top of it. They have Rel going in, which Mordekaiser's going to take her out of, but then it's like there's no Rel, there's no Mord, but there's still a Camille and an Aurora on your Zeri. No one else really doing an incredible job of peeling. Aurora, Camille, Draven can get through this like triple tanky frontline fairly well. On the flip side, if the engage doesn't go as planned, let's say they don't kill the Zeri, then red are very happy to just mop up the fight, like in a standard front to back.
Yeah. I think also like Aurora into Zeri works really well here because you clearly want to play through the Raven, right?
Yeah.
And then like Aurora does have some ability to just go bot here. And that could pose a lot of problems for red. But on the flip side, if this Raven dies, it's really rough to play the early game then. It's really rough to make progress as blue.
Yeah.
So like there is like back and forth here, I would say.
There definitely is.
Or more that pick is really good because it can get away Ivern, get away Rel. I think if he gets away Rel, as we said before, huge. Can get away Aurora even.
Yeah, it doesn't get rid of the Aurora ult though. It just gets rid of the Aurora and then she kites you around in the Death Realm and it's kind of annoying.
Oh.
The ult will stay in the real world, but what are you thinking for score? I think it's close. I don't know how close I'm thinking it is. Like, I can't decide who I'm favored towards.
I would. It's like, what do I like more, late or early? I mean, it's really hard actually. I'm gonna go 50-50. Fuck it. I'm too. I'm coward. I'm thinking 55 towards red, but then like I'm looking at like Aurora into Zeri, and then going towards that bot lane, and then I like, yeah, that kind of evens it out.
This is what I keep doing. I keep going, okay, yeah, I can see the blue game plan with this big all-in, and red can just completely crumble. But then I'm looking at it, I'm like, but actually the Camille's not as strong as you would like because she's laning into Mordekaiser. It's a really hard lane for her. Also, Mordekaiser Sejuani, they can just kill her a lot of the time. Same on bot. Jhin Leona Sedge can stump this Draven quite hard.
Yeah, it can happen, yes. It can happen the other way around too.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think it can go both ways. I do actually think Mordekaiser loses some of his value into Rel because Rel Q is really good at removing a lot of his durability. But man, it's close. I think it's really close. It comes down to execution a lot of the time, like depending on how lanes go, depending on like it's not like there's a clear thing on red that stops the blue engage, but it's also not like the blue engage is really simple to execute like a Vi. Like you have to find the engage, but also there's nothing that like denies the engage if they do find it. It's very execution based. Do I just go 50-50?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
I am.
Okay.
I can try to look at this point where it's favored. Like, if I'm gonna go to a side, I'll go to red, because blue has very little room to fuck up.
Okay.
But yeah,
I think that I do agree that that's true. If blue fall behind, it's very difficult. Like if the Draven loses his stacks or something.
yeah. If Zeri by any chance get a foot in this game,
Yeah.
like Aurora is not able to utilize her early pressure, then it's really looking rough then.
Damn, super close draft to end the day. So are you happy with 50-50, or do you want to lean towards red?
Yeah, I am happy with 50-50.
Okay, we'll leave it at 50-50 then. So for Group C right now, the two people that are in last place, this is expected because they're one draft down. They've scored 0 points off this draft. This will hopefully be played on Sunday, so tomorrow, when we start those drafts. As for Group B, Cesio has still not replied. So what do we do? Do we just call it and
I mean, it's
forfeit?
up to you. I mean, I would forfeit because he didn't say anything as well.
Let me do a final
it'd be
check to
fair.
make sure absolutely nothing was said.
Okay.
Where is the part where I'm talking about times?
Yeah.
So
But since we're waiting for the Group C guy, I could actually wait tomorrow as well. And then if they can pull off these drafts until the next week, right?
hmm,
Then it's fine. And everyone has to agree as well. All three players that are supposed to play Cesio have to agree on this. So it's for
okay,
Josh,
yeah. What I will
Frehe,
do,
and Major Modi.
I'll ask Yosh at Major Modi and at Rehe. I'll ask them. Anyway, we'll conclude the stream here, guys. Thanks for watching. These are the current standings in Group B and Group C that we've played. Tomorrow we'll be doing Group A, and then we'll be doing Group D. And then after tomorrow, I would like to have all of the drafts complete so that we can do the draw for the knockout stage. That would be my ideal outcome, is that we can do that draw. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you had a good time watching the stream today, and thanks for being here, Foz.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And I will conclude the stream there. Bye.